Hello Internet, Wanger375 here, welcoming you to the very first episode of 375 Weekly, which is going to be dedicated to recapping all the major relevant video game news that you may have missed during the previous week. Now this week's weekly video used to be a part of LPX Weekly, which is my main channel's LPX Studios, but seeing how that I've created a game channel now, this was a natural move for me. But without further ado, let's dive in. Now, these are the news stories that you may have missed during the week of January 5th to January 10, 2015. Now, for those of you waiting patiently for Sony's Project Morpheus and the consumer version of the Oculus Rift Crescent Bay prototype with the Samsung Marvel VR demo looked absolutely gorgeous at this year's CES show. And this is pretty much showing us what Oculus' vision of the consumer version may be. But until that comes out, I'm going to be happy with my DK2 kit. But since we're on the topic of virtual reality, there were plenty of new players that were announced last week at the Consumer Electronics Show that were going to be entering into the market. So other than the Samsung Gear VR, Razer has announced their OS VR, which looks very comparable to the Oculus, but it's priced the same as the Gear VR at $200, but without the need of a Note 4 device for the screen. Now, also, if you missed it, Mad Catz has, well, gone mad with their recent Linux controller, which will be both Bluetooth and PC compatible. But don't get me wrong, while it looks amazing, it's $300. So it's amazing, but not right now. I mean, if it was maybe half the price, maybe I would, but let's not. Now, with the rise of Let's Play channels like PewDiePie and Markiplier, Microsoft has decided to release a formal policy on that very issue. Essentially, they've banned people from reverse engineering their games and creating offensive content. And on top of that, they have now prohibited from creators profiting off these created content, but will still allow for ad revenues to be collected. Now this will most definitely affect many game entertainment companies like Rooster Teeth, who are responsible for the popular web series Red vs. Blue, which is my personal favorite, to be honest. And the final stake in the coffin is that Microsoft can now use the creators' properties without their permission if Microsoft's content is included. Now this is just another move that Microsoft has just pushed me. Like they've pushed me away ever since the Xbox One debacle 2 years ago, and this is another just push for me. I really do hope they start getting their act together and really actually be out there for us, the gamers and the consumers. Now, Tekken fans and fighting game players, fans in general, you can now stop fighting with one another about who gets which controller and gets which side of the screen first. The new Tekken 7 game has a special camera function built in that will allow the right player now to be shown on the left side. Now this is going to be prevalent in the arcade cabinet version of the game, but should translate over to the consoles, but would require dual displays and dual systems and system link. Either way, this should be a new feature that starts to trickle down to the other future fighting games that are released. Now, are you a professional gamer or soon-to-be professional gamer or aspiring gamer, and you want a scholarship to go to school? Well, apparently I grew up in the wrong time period, because now the University of Pikeville has become not the first, but the second school in the United States to offer a scholarship to qualifying pro esport players, especially those that play the popular League of Legends. While I think the U.S. may have finally caught up to South Korea in a sense, but dang. Now they're essentially they've created varsity teams to start sponsoring at the major esport events, so you could be a part of those teams representing your school. So if this is a path that you want to follow, more power to you, folks. PlayStation 4 owners who are looking to finally find a cheap alternative to upgrading your hard drive space, look no further than the Nyko Data Bank, which allows you to finally use a 3.5-inch desktop hard drive instead of having to buy a 2.5-inch laptop hard drive instead. Also, Sony has announced that PlayStation TV, which is their ultra-compact streaming device, is going to get a price cut from $100 down to $80. Now, I've been considering picking up one of these for a while now, and this may be the final push that I needed. And finally, Kingdom Hearts 3 fans! The game might actually finally be coming out this year. According to Bill Farmer, who has voiced Goofy in the Kingdom Hearts and the television series, has said that the voice recordings have all but finished, and has been told by the developers that the game should be out later this year. I don't know about you guys, but I have been waiting God, no, what, 2005? So what, 10 years for this game to come out. Oh my gosh, like it's been that long since Kingdom Hearts 2, guys. But I hope you're excited, and I really do hope that they do not push this back, because they've made us wait 10 years already for the third one. So fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. Well, guys, that's all I have for this week, just being the first episode. But if you liked this video, or if you didn't like it, please go ahead and leave your comment or feedback down below. And tell me if there's new segments that you want to see, or me to add on, or even talk about. I'll be more than happy to respond to it. And if you already haven't done so, if you'd like to see more content that I've done, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as well as check out my other channel, LPX Studios, which is now going to be dedicated to technology and consumer tech and stuff. But I do have some of my old Let's Plays and my old LPX Weekly videos over there in that channel. And I encourage you guys to go ahead and check those out and see if maybe that format is to your liking. And then I'll be more than happy to translate that over to this series as well too. So I really want to make this weekly recap news, for you, the community. So I would definitely appreciate hearing from you guys. So, but that's it. So thanks for stopping by, and thanks for watching this video. I really do appreciate your time, and I'll see you guys in next week's episode. Bye bye.